The autumn wind whipped through Willow Creek like a forgotten regret, and Sarah Ellis stood on that dusty bus stop with nothing but a worn suitcase and a secret she'd buried deep. She'd sent Tyler Brooks a photo, but not her owner cousin's face beamed from that snapshot, young and slim as a prairie grass stalk. Now, at 34, Sarah's full figure strained against her simple dress in ways that turned heads and sparked whispers. She knew the risk she'd taken the second she hit send from her tiny apartment in Denver, but a woman with no options left makes reckless bets. Tyler spotted her right away as she stepped off the Greyhound, his real estate eyes sharp like he was appraising a fixer-upper. "You're not the woman in the picture." The accusation sliced through the crisp air, drawing stares from the handful of locals milling about. Sarah felt their eyes like spotlights, judging her every curve. What happens when a desperate gamble falls apart? What does a woman do when her fresh start turns to ash before it even begins? This is straight-up deception. Tyler's voice boomed across the diner where he dragged her for a talk. Heads turned, forks paused mid-bite. Mail-order matches through those online ads were supposed to be honest about everything looks included. Sarah's face burned, but she held her ground. She'd survived worse than a slick developer's tantrum. The profile said a willing partner with strong values. Nothing about body type. Tyler barked a laugh, cold as the Montana frost. Values? Lying about basics like that screams bad news. That's when she noticed him, the mechanic in the corner booth, his gaze steady on the scene. Ryan Hayes was 6 feet of rugged muscle, his right hand scarred from years under hoods, his face etched with lines from a tour in Afghanistan. Most guys would have looked away from the public drama. This one stood up. "Issue here, Brooks?" Ryan's tone was even, but it carried weight. Tyler puffed up. "Private business, Hayes. The lady and I have a busted agreement. Doesn't look private when you're yelling it for the whole town. Lady deserves better than a public shaming." Sarah's heart stirred not pity, but a spark of something real. When Ryan offered his arm, she took it, his touch steady through her sleeve like an anchor in a storm. Outside, leaves swirled in the wind as Sarah clutched her coat. "Guess I should find a motel while I book a bus back to Denver." Denver? Ryan's breath fogged the air. Shame to come all this way just to bail. No choice. Tyler made it clear him not what he ordered. Ryan's eyes flashed. Tyler Brooks wouldn't know quality if it rear-ended his fancy SUV. Despite the mess, Sarah cracked a smile when, was the last time a man made her do that? "School's short a teacher," Ryan added. "Kids from the ranch families need someone. Pays decent, and Mrs. Patterson runs a clean B&B. Sarah eyed him. "Why help a total stranger?" "Maybe because I get what it's like to rebuild after everything blows up." His scarred hand flexed subtly, hinting at stories buried deep. 3 weeks in, Sarah learned hope could bite back. She'd fallen into a rhythm. Mornings teaching ranch kids basics, afternoons grading papers, evenings at Mrs. Patterson's avoiding thoughts of the mechanic who'd handed her this lifeline. But Ryan Hayes popped up like clockwork. "Afternoon, Ms. Ellis." His voice pulled her from spelling tests. He stood in the doorway, toolbox in hand. "Figured the heater might need a tune-up. It's chilly when the sun dips." As he tinkered, she caught his scent, oil and pine, honest work. Her pulse raced, unbidden. They danced around Ithim fixing leaks she discovered, her needing advice on lesson plans. Always with a chaperone, like Mrs. Patterson or a kid lingering after class. But the air crackled, building pressure. "Ryan," she said one day, testing his name, "you don't have to keep checking in." "I know." He met her eyes. "But I want to—" The simplicity stole her breath. When had anyone just wanted her around? That night, trouble knocked. Tyler Brooks showed at the B&B, flowers in hand, apology scripted. "Sarah, I overreacted." Mrs. Patterson poured coffee with a side eye as Tyler pitched. The town needed a first lady for his council room, a woman with presence. "You've shown grit here. Let's try proper dating." But his gaze inventoried her like stock, calculation over warmth. Sarah's coffee went cold. "I need to think." Tyler grinned. sure of victory. Don't drag it out. A woman needs stability out here. Later, Sarah wandered to the schoolhouse for air, away from Mrs. Patterson's smirks and Tyler's pressure. Ryan was there, tweaking the furnace. Couldn't sleep? He asked. Tyler stopped Bywin's a do-over. Ryan's tool paused. And you? The way he said it, like her choice mattered, tightened her throat. I want to feel something real again. The words escaped raw. Ryan rose, eyes locked. Sarah. He closed the gap, his scarred hand gentle on her cheek. This ain't just kindness. She kissed him first, his lips warm and urgent. Nothing like her ex's duty-bound pecs. Ryan kissed like a man parched for years, his hands mapping her with awe, making her feel desired, not critiqued. They broke apart at footsteps Tyler, calling her name. Ryan melted into the shadows as Tyler entered, eyes scanning. Working late, his hand landed on her shoulder, claiming, not safe alone, especially with types like Hayes lurking. The jab crawled under her skin, but she stayed cool. Ryan's been helpful. Tyler's grip dug in. I bet. Morning brought the storm. Someone spotted Ryan leaving the schoolhouse. By lunch, whispers dogged Sarah. Shameless, city girl trash, poor Tyler. The PDA moms clustered, voices sharp. Sarah pushed through the grocery store, each stare a gut punch. She'd clawed for respect. Now it vaporized over one kiss. At the store, Ryan loaded parts in his truck. Their eyes met, heat flaring despite the chill. Ms. Ellis. Formal, but his jaw ticked. Outside, he murmured, about last night. A mistake, she cut in bitter. His face hardened. Don't let them shame you. What we feel doesn't pay bills or fix reputations. So, settle for Tyler's scraps? A gilded cage. That afternoon, Tyler arrived with roses and an edge. Town talk's ugly, but marrying me fixes it. The flowers were flawless, scentless like him. You're generous, but practical, he snapped. Your rep's trashed. I'm your fix. His hands on her shoulders felt like chains. In return, loyalty, discretion, and duties. The word chilled her. The door burst open. Ryan, fury etched. Hands off, Tyler smirked. Private chat. Not anymore. Sarah looked between them. Tyler's ice, Ryan's fire. One promised safety in shackles, the other raw passion. No, she said. This isn't what I want. Tyler's eyes went lethal. You'll regret this. In the quiet, Sarah sagged. I just torched my life. Ryan knelt, hand over hers. No, you claimed it. How? Now choose. Fight for us or run scared. What even is us? He pulled her up, kissing her fiercely, his hands worshipping her curves. She arched, alive in ways she'd forgotten. Voices outside yanked them apart, disheveled but unashamed. Living, he whispered. Finally. Tyler didn't quit easily. Within days, Sarah's world cracked. School board probed her morals. Mrs. Patterson got complaints about loose boarders. Even the diner owner hinted she shopped elsewhere. The squeeze was clear, bend or break. Sarah clutched Tyler's ultimatum. Wed him by week's end or face ruin. Ryan found her at the schoolhouse. Snow starting. Bad. Worst. He started me out. Ryan read the note. Knuckles white. Snake. He's got the power. Ryan paced, then stopped. Marry me. Her heart leaped, but doubt surged. Not for pity. For real, he said, eyes blazing. You wake me up, Sarah. Brave as hell, facing him down. You taste like hope, feel like home. Tears stung. I'm not that profile pic, young, thin. You're the woman who lights my world, whose smile could melt steel. What if it's a mistake? Then we fix it together. The door slammed. Tyler, rage pouring off him. Touching, but pointless. He waved papers. Hayes, evicted from your garage. Banks foreclosing. Sarah froze. You can't. I own the bank. Cleaning up trash benefits everyone. Ryan's fists balled. You careful. Threats get you locked up. A new voice cut in. Maybe there's more. Sheriff Dan Keller entered, flakes on his badge, flanked by ranchers' parents of her students. Private, Tyler sneered. Towns like this, Nothing stays private. One rancher, burly Jim Larson, stepped up, heard tales about missing funds from ranch loans. Tyler paled. Keller held a ledger. Ms. Ellis flagged it knows her numbers. Sarah's pulse thundered. She'd spotted the skim-small hits adding up, covering Tyler's bad deals. "You've been dipping into folks' savings," she said. Tyler snarled, mask on. "You interfering." Ryan lunged, but Jim's punch landed first, dropping Tyler. "That's for my kid's future." Keller sighed. Tyler Brooks, arrested for embezzlement. In the hush, Sarah clung to Ryan, trembling. Over. The hard part. Now the good. Spring bloomed in Willow Creek like a promise kept. Sarah stood in their cabin doorway their home, now watching Ryan till the garden they'd seeded. 8 months wed, and her heart still flipped at his grin. The quick courthouse ceremony had the town watching. Simple vows under a big sky. No frills, just truth. Tyler rotted in the state pen. His counsel dreams of dust. The bank got audited and funds restored. Sarah's hand rested on her swelling belly. New life, new start. She'd tell Ryan tonight, in bed, her head on his chest, his scarred hand soft on her. "You're thinking deep," Ryan said, wiping sweat. "Good or wild?" "Both." He pulled her close, arms home. "Love you, Sarah Hayes." Even wild, especially. Behind them, a house of shared dreams. Furniture picked together, books mingled, a bed of fire and comfort. Ahead, years of trials faced hand in hand, love forged in choice, not convenience. The heartland had tested them, peeled away facades to show real strength. They were flawed folks who'd claimed true love in a flawed world. And that, Sarah knew as Ryan held her, was everything. What did you think of Sarah and Ryan's journey? Drop a comment below, sharing your taquito you side, with fighting for real passion over safe but empty security? Or would you have played it differently, facing town judgment and power plays? Let me know your stance and why. I'd love to hear your views.